or the parts of the motherboard. Number one is the back panel. The back panel is the portion of the motherboard that lets you connect external devices such as your monitor, speakers, keyboard, and mouse. And this is the picture of the back panel. So let's proceed to the North Bridge. What is North Bridge? North Bridge is an Intel chipset that communicates with the computer processor and controls interaction with memory. The peripheral component interconnect or PCI bus, level 2 cache, and all accelerated graphics port, or as known as AGP activities. North Bridge communicates with the processor using the frontside bus or FSB. This is the picture of the North Bridge. So, let's proceed to the memory slot. A memory slot or RAM slot is what allows computer memory or RAM chip or stick to be inserted into the computer, depending on the motherboard. There will usually be 2 to 4 memory slots, sometimes more on high-end motherboards, and are what determine the type of RAM used with the computer. The most common types of RAM are SRAM and DDR for desktop computers, and SODIMM for laptop computers, each having various types and speeds. The picture of the memory slots. So, CMOS. What is CMOS? The CMOS battery powers your laptop's BIOS firmware, which is responsible for booting up your computer and configuring data flow. You can tell if your CMOS battery has died if your laptop has difficult booting up, if drivers disappear, and if your laptop's date and time are incorrect. So, that's the meaning of CMOS. Picture of the CMOS battery.
Processor socket, also known as CPU socket. In computer hardware, a CPU socket contains one or more mechanical components, providing mechanical and electrical connections between a microprocessor and a printed circuit board. This allows for placing and replacing the central processing unit without soldering. The processor socket's function, or CPU socket, is used to connect a microprocessor with a printed circuit board, or PCB, without soldering, allowing for the CPU to be installed or replaced more easily on the motherboard. SATA. SATA is a computer bus interface that connects host bus adapters to mass storage devices such as hard disk drives, optical drives, and solid-state drives. Serial ATA succeed the earlier parallel ATA standard to become the predominant interface for storage devices. The Serial Advanced Technology Attachment, or SATA's function, is a command and transport protocol that defines how data is transferred between a computer's motherboard and mass storage devices such as hard disk drives, or HDDs, optical drives, and solid-state drives, or SSDs. IDE. An integrated development environment is a software application that provides comprehensive facilities to computer programmers for software development. An IDE normally consists of at least a source code editor, build automation tools, and a debugger. Integrated development Development Environment or IDE's function is a software application that helps programmers develop software code efficiently. It increases developers' productivity by combining capabilities such as software editing, building, testing, and packaging in an easy-to-use application.
Accelerated Graphic Ports AGP is a parallel expansion card standard designed for attaching a video card to a computer system to assist in the acceleration of 3D computer graphics. It was originally designed as a successor to a PCI-type connection for video cards. AGP function. An accelerated graphic ports AGP is a point-to-point channel that is used for high-speed video output. This port is used to connect graphics cards to a computer's motherboard. It increases the speed at which machines can render graphics while using the system resources more efficiently. And here's the example of AGP. The South Bridge is one of the two chips in the Core Logic chipset on a personal computer PC motherboard. The other being the North Bridge. The South Bridge typically implements the slower capabilities of the motherboard in a North Bridge-South Bridge chipset computer architecture and system with Intel chipsets. The South Bridge is named I/O Control Hub ICH, while AMD has named its South Bridge Fusion Controller Hub FCH. Since the introduction of each Fusion, AMD accelerated processing unit APU while moving the function of the North Bridge onto the CPU die, hence making it similar in function to the platform hub controller. South Bridge's function. Main function of the South Bridge is a peripheral controller. Most modern computers uses industry standard architecture ISA bus for slower peripherals and for capability with older components, and PCI a high-speed local bus for hard disk, video card, and other high-speed devices. And here's the example of South Bridges. Peripheral Components Interconnect or PCI is the most common way to attach add-on controller, cards, and other devices to a computer motherboard. This type of connector originated in the early 1990s and is still used today. Presently, there are three main PCI motherboard connectors, usually referred to as slot. PCI slots function. PCIe slots allow your motherboard to connect with your PC's most critical components and provide key functionality. They also supply you with numerous customization and upgrade options when you're ready to venture beyond preloaded features like graphics and storage. And here's the example of PCI slot function.